NNPC has not and cannot refine crude to sell to Nigerians. So they will have to import refined crude oil. If Dangote refines the product and wants to sell it locally, the price will be less than 600 naira a litre. If Dangote sells at 600 naira a litre and NNPC imports and sells above 600 naira a litre, no marketer will buy from NNPC at a higher cost. So technically, NNPC will be out of business. NNPC will just die a natural death. With the recent acquisitions of Ajib by Oando and the furtherance of an arm of Oando becoming the sole controller of NNPC retail businesses, a lot of personal vested interests are at stake in NNPC business. Let me break it down now. Oando is owned by Tinubu's nephew, who is also a Tinubu, and Oando has bought over Ajib, so Oando owns Ajib. Apart from just owning Ajib, Oando has also taken over the retail business of NNPC. So all the stations, NNPC stations, are now owned and controlled by Oando, the same Tinubu family. So to safeguard NNPC interests, that's NNPC owned by Oando, owners of Ajib. So to safeguard their interest, the government of Nigeria has moved to muscle and bully Dangote. First, they raided Dangote refinery, accusing him of forex laundering. Then, they denied him crude for his refinery to the extent that Dangote started buying crude from the US. They later came up with allegations that Dangote refinery products were substandard. You all know the other allegations they came up with against Dangote. We know about the whole story of how Dangote is into monopoly and all that. We know all that. We agree that yes, Dangote has been into monopoly, especially in the business of sugar and cement. But this is a different case now. This is a very different scenario. So when all the bullying was getting too much, when they went as far as saying Dangote's products were substandard and so on because he was buying crude oil from the US, Dangote decided to talk. He decided to expose them. And he told us the story of how some vested interests in an NPC own a refinery in Malta. They own a refinery in Malta, and that it's from that refinery they are importing fuel into Nigeria. That was what Dangote exposed at the time. So he started exposing them. What Dangote refused to say when he talked about the Malta refinery and how NNPC, people in NNPC were part of the Malta refinery that was refining Nigeria crude oil and sending to Nigeria. What he refused to say is that the Tinubus have a stake in the Malta refinery as well. So when Dangote started talking, they changed tactics and bullied him and said, look, don't make public the price of your fuel. Don't tell the public how much you're going to sell your own products. That was the bullying. That they just told him that. So Dangote is unable to tell Nigerians how much he's willing to sell his own refined fuel, sell it to the marketers for marketers to now sell to Nigerians. The government now forces Dangote not to even sell the refined products directly to other private marketers. They just want Dangote to sell only to NNPC so that NNPC will be the off-taker of all the fuel from Dangote refinery. How can NNPC be the only ones buying from Dangote and then selling to others? Is that not another form of monopoly? So Dangote is not allowed to announce his price to the public. He's not allowed to sell to marketers directly. They have technically caged him. And then the federal government goes ahead to jack up the price of fuel. Just 2 days to when Dangote refinery will start selling fuel, they just jacked up the price of fuel to by 1,000 naira per litre, 980 something per litre. And it was a perfect plot for them to get Dangote to sell the product at a higher price. So if Dangote had wanted to sell at less than 600 naira per litre, they forced his hand to sell more than 600 naira per litre. So that will give an NPC a window of profit margin when they eventually import their fuel from abroad. Remember, they still have the Malta refinery. So they will be importing from Malta to also sell to Nigerians. So they see themselves in competition with Dangote. And Dangote wants to sell at a lower price, but they wouldn't have him sell at a lower price. So the interest of consumers, of Nigerians, is not being protected at all. They don't care that the masses are suffering. They don't care that the crude oil comes from Nigeria, and if it's refined in Nigeria, it will be more cheaper. That's why they grounded all the refineries we have in Nigeria. The Port Harcourt refinery, the Kaduna refinery, all the billions spent in servicing these refineries, repairing them, all the billions. They've set different dates for when the refineries will start working. Yet all those dates have come and gone. So they don't want refineries to work in Nigeria. They don't want Nigerians to buy fuel at a low price. They don't want that. They want Nigerians to keep suffering. NNPC and the federal government, they failed to sell crude to Dangote in Naira as they had agreed. Dangote was to buy from them in Naira. So Dangote said, well, since you don't want to sell to me in Naira, you want me to buy in dollars from you. That means when I refine the fuel, I will also sell to you in dollars. The whole scandal between Dangote and the federal government is just growing and growing by the day. And we believe that more truth will come out. The government is not ready to be honest with Nigerians. The government wants Nigerians to continue suffering, don't want them to buy fuel at a cheaper price, just want to punish Nigerians. Just for them, all they care about is their pocket. And they're like the grave that never says enough. They keep making billions and billions and billions, and it's just not enough for them. Let's see what happens in the days to come. They don't want Port Harcourt refinery to work. They don't want Kaduna refinery to work. They kept using our money, wasting the money. Kept telling us, oh, we're repairing the refineries. Oh, they'll start working in this so and so day. They'll start working in so and so day. The dates kept coming and going, and it never worked. Well, I'll leave you to chew on that for now. Kindly subscribe to my channel. Share this message. Click like, click share.